Hey guys, Miss Kilgore here. Today we're working on Floyd County Middle School Choice Board. We're working on daily math on the bottom right hand corner of your choice board. And we're doing create a set of data with 5 to 8 numbers and find the mean, median, mode, and range. So today we're going to be talking about those 4 things and figuring out how exactly to use those and manipulate them, okay? All right, so what are those 4 things called? They're called measures of center, and they're used to find the averages, different types of averages for a set of data. The mean is the sum of numbers in a data set, and then you divide them by how many numbers are in the set. And usually this is actually called the average. Sometimes the other ones are called that as well, but this is the true average of all the numbers in your data set. Median is the middle value when a set of data is ordered from least to greatest. So you put the orders in number from least to greatest, and then you come to the middle, and that middle number is your median. Now, of course, if there are 2 numbers in the middle, you have to take those 2 numbers, add them together, and then divide them by 2, and then that will give you your median. There's also mode, and that is the number that appears the most in your data. And sometimes you can have more than one, because sometimes you have numbers that repeat. You might have 2 8s and 2 14s, and those would both be your mode. And then sometimes you will just have one of each number, and there won't be a mode, because there's an even amount for every single piece of data in your chart. Now, the last thing is range. And what you want to do with that is you want to have your numbers in order from least to greatest. And you want to pick that least number and that greatest number. And you want to find the difference between them. And when we say difference, that means you're going to be subtracting. So you're going to take the highest number and you're going to subtract the lowest number. And then that's how you find your range. Okay, so let's work on a couple of these problems today. Okay, so first we have a set of data about dogs. We have 5 dogs, and they've all given birth. Now, the first dog has 3 puppies. The second dog has 2. And then we have 3 more dogs, and they have 5 puppies apiece. So if we're going to find the mean to that, what we have to do is we have to add the numbers up, and then we have to divide them by how many numbers there are. So we would do 3, and this is 5, and then so 5, 10, 15, and 20. So when we add them up, we have 20. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of information. So we're going to divide that by 5. And we know when we do that, 20 divided by 5 is going to equal 4. So with this problem, the puppies or the dogs are having an average of 4 puppies apiece. So that gives us an average of how many puppies are being born per mommy dog. Now, what we're going to do next is our median. And to find the median, we're going to have to put these numbers in order. Okay, the only thing we're going to have to do is switch this 2 and this 3 around, it looks like, for this piece of information. So now our numbers are in order. So what we're going to do is we're going to cross out the 2 and the 5. Then we're going to cross out the 3 and the 5. And then our number in the middle is 5. So our answer for the median is going to be 5. You guys have any questions so far?
No.
Okay. All right, the next thing we're going to do is mode. And mode is the number that occurs the most frequently. And if we have 2, 3, 5, 5, and 5, the number that's going to be occurring the most, of course, is going to be these 5s. Because you have 3 5s. So the mode is 5. Now sometimes we were talking about the modes, sometimes we'll have more than one, or we won't have any at all, right? So what if we had this data? 2, 3, 3, 5, and 5. We have 2 3s and 2 5s. So our answer would be 3 and 5. Okay. Now our numbers is 2, 4, 3, 6, and 5. Do we have a mode in that one? No, we don't have a mode in that one. None of the numbers are repeating. There's 1 2, there's 1 4, there's 1 3, there's 1 6, and there's 1 5. And that means that we don't have a mode in that problem. So hopefully that helps you understand mode a little bit better, right? All right, so on our practice today, when we work together, we're actually going to be using Kpop groups, and we're going to be using data about how many members they have to find out what the mean, medium, mode, and range is. So what was our data on that? 2, 3, 5, 5, 5 for our dogs, right? We forgot to do range. So for our range, we're going to take our biggest number and we're going to minus our smallest number, right? And what do we get?
3.
3. So our range is 3. It goes from 2 to 5, and that is 3 spaces. 3. So our range is 3. Okay, so let's take a look at our data that we're going to be using together today. We're going to be looking at K-pop girl groups. We have a few here. We have Blackpink, Twice, Girls' Generation, Red Velvet, G-Friend, Exit, and Mama Moo.
I don't even know how to say it either. So.
It's all good. K-pop, Korean pop culture. We don't have to get every single word right. So we're debating on the pronunciation of that last girl group there. But we have how many members are in each one of the groups. And what we're going to be doing is finding out the mean, medium, and mode of those, okay? All right, and then down here, we have the male K-pop groups. And we have BTS, EXO, Big Bang, GOT7, iKON, 17, and NCT. So these are all boy bands. And then it shows how many members are in each group. So let's start with the boy bands. We have BTS has 7 members. EXO has 9 members. Big Bang has 5 members. GOT7 has 7 members. iKON has 7 members. 17 has 13. And the last one, NCT, has 18 members. That's a big band. Gosh, okay. So, in my day, boy bands had, at the top, only 5 members. 3 to 5. So those are pretty large bands there. Okay, so first we're going to go ahead and find the mean. So, do you remember what our first step is, Emily?
You add and divide for the mean?
You're right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 groups all together. So that's an important piece of information. And then we are going to be adding these up. So we have 7 and 9. Do you want to get a calculator and check me?
Sure.
You don't care? Okay. So we have 7 and 9. I am going to notice that, because we've been practicing on mental math, I'm going to notice that 7 and 9, I can use a friendly number 10, and I can change that to a 6. So I'm borrowing from there and adding over there, and that'd be 16. If I add 5 more, I'm going to get 21. And I know that 7 and 7 is 14, 13, and 18. So let's just do it like that. And then you can check me when we're done. So we got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 66 total.
Give me 1 second.
Okay. So once we have our number,
you're right.
It's always good to double check. So we have our total number of members for all the groups are 66. And we have 7 total groups. So when we do 66 divided by 7, what do we get, Emily? I think it's like 9.4-ish.
Yeah.
Okay. 9.4.
And there's a bunch of random numbers.
Yeah, okay. So, we can't have a fourth of a person. So let's round down and let's say 9 is our average members. And let's record that on our chart here. So our average, our mean for our boy band members is 9. Right. So let's go on and keep sticking with them since we got our data already written up here, and then we'll do them next. All right, next is our median, and our median is the number in the center. So what do we need to do if we're trying to find the center number? We got to put them in
order from least to greatest.
Exactly. So our smallest number is a 5, and then we got 1, 2, 3 7s. Okay, and then we got a 9. And then we got a 13 and an 18. 6, that's 7 bands right there. All right, so we're going to mark out the ones on the outside. Mark out that, and then mark out those. And then what do we have in the direct middle?
7.
Okay. So our median is going to be 7. Next, we're going to figure out the mode. Now, the mode is which one happens the most. And just by looking at the data, what can we tell is going to be the number that occurs the most, Nikolai? What number happens the most?
18.
Not the most number. Which one occurs the most? There are more of this number up here.
7.
Mm-hmm. 7. Okay, now we're going to find, lastly, the range. And to find the range, we're going to find the difference between the smallest number and the largest number. Now, we just had them all in order, but let's remember that our smallest number is the 5, and our biggest number was the 18, right? So we're going to do 18 minus 5. It's going to leave us with 13, right, Emily? Double checking me?
Yeah.
All right, so the range is 13 for the boy bands. Right, so let's check out the girl bands and let's see maybe what the difference is between those. Okay, first we have Blackpink, and they have 4 members in their group. Twice has 9 members. Girls' Generation has 8 members. Red Velvet has 5 members. Girlfriend has 6. Exit has 5. And Mama Moo has 4. We have decided that is the way we're going to pronounce it. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 girl bands. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out our mean. And we were just talking about that, and we said that the mean was when we added all the numbers up. Yeah, divide by the total numbers. And in this case, the total groups, total bands, right? Okay, so when we do that, we are, let's see, I don't know if I can do that mentally or not. Why don't you try and check it out, and I'll try to add it up, and we'll both do it and double check, okay? So we have, could do the same thing I did last time. We got 10, it'll be 13. That'll be 10, 12. If we do these two together, and we got our 6. 7. Is it 41?
Yes.
Okay. So we got 41, and we are going to divide them by the total number of bands, which is going to be 7. So if we do 41 times 7, is that almost 6? 5 something? What do you think? Emily's checking us.
5.8.
Okay, 5.8. So we are going to, we can't have 8, so we're going to round up, and we're going to say 6. Because these are people. Now, if you had regular data, you would keep the 5.8. But where we have people, we're just rounding up. So the mean is going to be 6. All right. Now we're going to find the median.
Which is 5.
Well, yeah, it would be, but we got to put them in order first, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Nikolai has a grasp of what we're doing. We're trying to find the middle number. And to do that, we have to put them in order. We have 2 4s. And we know those are the lowest, so we put them first. And then we have, what comes next, guys? 5s, and then 6, and then we got an 8,
8 and 9.
and a 9, and double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, there was all of our numbers. So, as Nikolai was telling us, we're going to find the middle number. So, we're going to mark out the ones on the main edge. Mark out the next ones. And we got our 5 right smack dab in the middle, which is our median. We're going to add that to our chart. Right. So next we're going to look for our mode. And the mode is the most frequent, right? So, do you see any numbers that are repeating up there?
5.
Okay, so we have 2 5s.
And 2 4s.
Ah, and 2 4s. Here's a 4 and here's a 4. So what is are we going to have for our mode?
5 and 4.
I have 2 numbers for this one, right? So we're at 4 and 5. All right, now, lastly, we're going to look for our range, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so a range is what? We're going to look for the smallest number
And
and
the largest number.
and the largest number.
And
then
subtract.
exactly. So our largest number looks like it's a 9. And our smallest number
4.
is that 4. And what we got, Em?
5.
So here's our data for each one. And what if I tell you that we are going to, on your worksheets, work on finding the data for all of them together and see what the averages are.
So, like, all of them?
All of them, yeah. So let's start with here, and we're going to get, it's a lot of data. So 9, 8, 5, 6, 5, 4. There's our girl bands. Our boy bands are 7, 9, 5, 7, 7, 13, and 18. Got a lot more data now, right? So how many do we have all together? If we had 7 here and 7 here, how much do we have all together?
14.
Yeah, 14 total bands. So let's put that info up there so we don't forget, right? All right, so if we find the mean between them all, we have to add them all up. And see, what was it was 41 and, remember what the other number was? Did you write it down on your paper, Emily? 41 and 66. So we know that there was 66 total here, and 41 total here, and that's adding all these numbers up. So altogether, there's 107 people in all of these boy bands and girl bands. So what are we going to do? We're going to divide it by what?
How many numbers? Total bands, 14.
Yeah, exactly. So here's our total members, and we're going to divide it by the amount of bands that we have. And what do you have, Emily? Use your calculator for me.
7.6.
Okay. We're going to put that, but we're just going to put or 8 when it's rounded up, right? So our next task is median, and for median we have to put them
In order.
Oh, okay.
That's too great.
1 4. We have 2 4s, so let's start there. 5s. We have 1, 2, 3 5s. 1, 2, 3 5s. We have 1 6. We have 1, 2, 3 7s. 1, 2, 3.
1 8.
Thank you. And then 1 9, right? We don't have 10s, 11, or 12s.
We have a 13 and then 18.
13 and an 18. All right. So let's make sure we got them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. Uh-oh. Did we miss one? We missed one. Okay. Hold on.
There's 2
1.
9s.
Ah. There we go. Gotta always double count, don't we? We knew there was 14 total. That's why I wrote it up there. Okay, so now we're going to find the middle one. Now, we're going to... 18 and 4, I'm going to mark those out. 13 and 4. 9 and 5. 9 and 5. 8 and 5. 7 and 6. And what happened?
There's 2,
There's 2 in the median zone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what I said we need to do when there's 2 of them?
add them and then divide by 2.
Okay, so 7 and 7 we already know is 14, right? And when we divide those by 2, we're going to get
7.
7. So our median for both groups is going to be 7. Thank goodness we got an even number, right? All right, so with mode, we're going to look and see which ones repeat the most. And both of you guys look and let's see what you guys think. You can look at this numbers or these numbers, whatever, and tell me which one repeats the most.
7?
Okay, what other number repeats a lot, Nick?
4 and 5.
4 does repeat. There's 2 4s. How many 5s are there?
3.
Okay. So we have the 4s can't be the biggest number because there's 3 5s. And you said what? Oh, 7?
7.
Yeah.
And 7. And is there 3 7s as well?
Yes.
Okay, so the 5 and 7 is going to be our mode. Okay, now let's look at our range. To find our range, we are going to be taking the what number and the what number?
The smallest number, the largest number, and subtracting them.
Okay, Nikolai, do you agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
To find the range, she said we're going to take the largest number and the smallest number, and we're going to find the difference between the 2 of them. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So 18 is our biggest number because remember we still have them in order here. And 4 is our small number. So we're going to have how many, Emily?
14.
Okay. So our range is 14 on that.
Are you supposed to divide?
Not with the range. We're just finding the difference, right? And what's another word for difference?
Subtraction.
Subtraction. So that's all we had to do was subtract there. All right, so now we have the mean, median, mode, and range of the girl groups, the boy groups, and also all of them together, right? So on your number 4, your question number 4, what do you have? Read it to me, Emily.
How do the trends in group size differ between male and female groups?
Okay. So we have male groups and female groups. If I can write. All right, there we go. It's a little bit better. Okay, so when we look at the information here, really the best piece of information out of all these to look at and use it to compare is the mean, right? Because it gives you the true average of what the groups have, how many members. So what's our average for the guys?
7.
The mean?
Oh, 9.
Okay, so 9. And the girls was 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what can you tell me? What can you tell me about that information? Who on average has the most members? The girl groups or the boy groups?
Boy groups.
The boy groups are normally larger. And just the fact that they have 13 and 18 members in those two groups here at the bottom, those are a lot of people in one group. So we found out that the boys groups are normally larger. And if we look at median and mode, which one has the larger numbers there, Emily? The median and the mode for the two groups.
The boy group.
The boy. And Nikolai, when we look at the range, what do you think about that? Which one has the larger numbers there as well?
Female.
This is the female, this is the boys. Which one has the lower
Boys.
numbers on the range? Exactly, the boys do. So, what can we conclude from our data? What do you think?
Boy groups are usually larger than girl groups.
And do you agree with that, Nick? Okay. Okay, so I am going to conclude the online lesson. You guys will be doing the choice board option. Hopefully the lesson has helped you guys to do that. And that is create a set of data with 5 to 8 numbers and find the mean, median, mode, and range. And you guys will submit that to your teacher via email or Google Classroom, whichever one they have let you know that you need to do that for, okay? And if you guys have any questions, you all can comment below, okay? You guys have a great day. Thank you.